Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk to you this evening about taxes and how to choose a credible company in addition to a tax preparer that has the knowledge. How many of you have filed your taxes this year? So I'm going to take that as no one has. So my name is Diana Smith. I'm going to talk to you about choosing a credible tax preparer and credible company. Next slide. Okay, how many of you have seen these signs all on street corners, up and down the road? One child, two child, three child, and they have dollar amounts near them on them that states one child will get you this amount, two childs will get you this, and three childs will get you another amount. So what those are tax companies that pop up overnight, right before tax season. And normally those companies, they have those signs out to lure you in to get your taxes or for you to give them the business. And however, some of them, it may be one person in that has the training and the other people are working under that individual. And when you look at your taxes, it's going to say, it might say self-prepared. It may not say the tax preparer's name with their P10 number, which is assigned by Internal Revenue. That says reports all the taxes that you prepare to Internal Revenue. In the event something happens down the line or in the future, the tax Internal Revenue knows who actually prepared those taxes. So you want to make sure that your tax preparer participates in annual continuing education. You want to make sure they are available year round. Also, you want to feel comfortable that they're giving you the maximum refund. And how easy is it to book an appointment with them? Because sometimes you have these companies, they have signs up, they're doing taxes, 7 days a week. However, they're not there. You have to call them, so they may not be, convenient for a time when you might want to go in. Next slide, please. Okay, when you're preparing for your tax appointment, you want to make sure that you have all your tax documents available. And one thing I would consider, I want to, depends on if I have a company that I want to go to or a specific tax preparer. I want to get somebody that's either close to my place of employment or close to my home. I guess that would depends on the time of day that you make the appointment. Because if it's later in the day, you probably want to get your taxes done to select a location that's closer to your home. And also, if you have dependents on your tax return, you want to make sure you have all the information, their social security card, because sometimes you have people, taxpayers, their children have 3 and 4 names, and it may reject it from IRS if the tax preparer does not put the name in the computer as it is on the social security card. Because sometimes the last name may be the third name with a hyphen, or it may be the very last name. Sometimes, children have, in this day and time, they have 2 middle names. And because also, your tax questions, they just don't end after you file. Because you may go home, you may have additional questions and want to call your tax preparer. Hey, I looked at my tax return and I gave you this information, but you didn't put it on my tax return. I gave you my mortgage statement. Well, as of 2000, I would say last year, as of 2018 filing season, the president implemented some new rules. So a lot of individuals that file their taxes that used to claim mortgage interest, property taxes, church tithing, which goes on a Schedule A, and that's the largest part of the deductions for the Schedule A. So what he did, he made a standard deduction for a single person, a person filing head of household with children, or a married filing joint couple. So you don't have to bring all those particular documents in. Because if you got Example would be if a single person, no children, that deduction is 12,000. So if you got mortgage interest that's 7,000 and church tithes that's 2,000, it don't make sense. You might as well take the standard deduction, which is gonna give you greater, and it's gonna give you a larger, reduce your tax liability at 12,000 more so than 8,000. Next question, next slide, please. Okay, once you have your appointment scheduled and you go into the tax office, you have that conversation with your tax preparer, because when you call in to make an appointment, they may not be available to ask the questions that you may have in reference to their tax knowledge, how many years they've been preparing taxes, and you want to ensure a person that's been doing taxes 1 year compared to a person that's been doing taxes 10 years, have any of their clients receive IRS letters because something was an error on their tax returns. You will feel comfortable with a person that has more knowledge, because that would ensure that your tax is going to be prepared correctly and they're going to have all the knowledge. So, and you want to make sure that you're getting the maximum refund. Did your tax preparer give you the maximum refund? And finally, are you satisfied with your tax preparer's knowledge? So, these are some things that you may want to, consider when choosing a tax company. Do they participate overall? Do they participate in continuing education? And how many years that they've been doing taxes? Because I currently work part-time for H&R Block, and I've been doing taxes 16 years. So I would say that I have a lot of knowledge, and in the years that I've been doing them, I probably do about 250 tax returns part-time a year. So anybody have any questions? Okay. Next slide. Also, finally, here's some links to the Internal Revenue, H&R Block, and AICPA, which is an association for certified public accountants, because some of the tax preparers are with this agency. And I would like to say thank you. I appreciate your time listening to me, and have a wonderful evening.